In this session, we'll see how to pass a credit note in Tally Prime. So first we'll understand what is credit note. A credit note voucher is used to record a transaction, details of sales return or return inwards. Credit note is also called as sales return. The reason of sales return could be damaged condition of goods sold or not as per the specification of the buyer or any other reasons. So goods are mostly returned because they were damaged when sold or were not as per the buyer specification. Sales returns must be recorded in the books of accounts because the value of returned goods must be deducted from the sales ledger. In Tally Prime, a sales return transaction is recorded using a credit note voucher generally issued by the seller to the buyer. The credit note voucher can be recorded in voucher mode and even in item invoice mode and in accounting invoice mode. So we'll see all these three modes in Tally Prime. So let's go with Tally Prime. So we have already created a company in the name of Avanayukta Solutions and we are in gateway of Tally. So to pass a credit note voucher, we go with vouchers and we have to select a credit note voucher. By default we have a payment voucher here, and in the calculator panel, so it is not displaying what is a shortcut key of a credit note. So if you want to know the shortcut key of a credit note, you can take a cursor on receipt. Just after that receipt you have a small arrow key, you can observe here. So just click on this arrow key. It will display whether you want to go with receipt or a credit note. So the shortcut key for credit note is Alt F6. We have a single line over here just below the F6. So if you press just F6, it takes you to a receipt. If you press Alt F6, it takes you to a credit note. So we go with credit note. So the voucher has got changed. So what you are seeing in this credit note is it is showing in voucher mode. So it is asking for particulars, debit and credit. So we have 4 different methods in credit note. One is item invoice mode. We in this type of voucher will pass our sales return which has been done through inventory. And we have one more method, accounting invoice mode. This will be used by the service industries where they have raised an invoice for service, and if there is any rate difference or cancellation of a service, in that cases we use a credit note in accounting invoice mode. So we have already checked with the voucher mode. So next we go with use for interest accounting. So this mode will be used only to calculate interest. So the interest calculation, we have a separate session for that. So we'll go through thoroughly in interest calculation topic, why we need to use our interest calculation voucher and what are the benefits in that particular voucher type. So we'll pass some transactions and we'll see how it will affect our reports. So we'll look into a transaction. Goods for rupees 30,000 was returned by a customer with original invoice number 1 for cash. So if you have seen a sales voucher video, so it is interlinked with that. So we'll pass a credit note for the same sales. So let's see a credit note. I'll just show you the sales transaction. So for the reports, we go to display. accounts book, sales register. So we have passed a cash sales of 60,000 rupees in the bill number 1. The same party as returning a goods for rupees 30,000 and is taking a cash back. So for the same, you can't edit this transaction. We need to pass a credit note. So we'll go back to our vouchers. Credit note, the shortcut key is Alt F6 and we go to a change mode and we select as voucher and we'll pass a transaction now. So we go with cash credit. We are giving a cash to the customer 30,000 rupees and sales. So in this transaction either you can use a same sales ledger or you can create one more sales return as a ledger. For our beginners, better to go with a sales return itself. So we'll create a new ledger called sales return and it will be grouped under sales account itself and we'll accept the screen. So we are not going to maintain any inventory in this transaction. We'll skip this and we'll pass a transaction. So I can give a narration here stating that being goods sold return and repaid the cash and we can accept the screen. So this is how you can pass a credit note voucher. So next transaction we'll see. So we have a transaction like sales returned for the following stock item from NRG systems. So we'll see what are the stocks. So the NRG system has returned the goods like Dell computers 10 number are worth rupees 40,000 rupees each and HP computer 5 numbers worth of 45,000 rupees each. So let's see a transaction in Tally Prime. So we need to go with a item invoice mode in this scenario because we have our inventory in the transaction. So we go with energy systems here. We'll accept the screen. So here we go with sales return. We'll not use a sales account here because we are not making sales. We are making a sales return. So we go with sales return. So what are the items he have returned? He has returned Dell computer. So how much he has returned? He has returned 10 numbers worth rupees 40,000 and next HP computer 5 numbers at 45,000. So we'll not see this provide GST or EVA bill details. We'll skip this and you can accept this transaction. So this is how you can pass a credit note voucher by using a inventory. So you can give a narration being goods sales return entry has been passed and we'll accept this screen. So this is how you can pass a transaction in item invoice mode. So next we'll see one more transaction. So annual maintenance cost has been cancelled by Energy Systems for rupees 25,000 the same has to be reversed. So if you have seen a sales voucher video, in that we have charged an annual maintenance cost for 25,000 rupees, and energy system has rejected that bill and he says that he doesn't want a AMC. So we'll reverse the same. Even for this kind of transactions we use a credit note. So we go to Tally Prime. So in this transaction the inventory is not involved. Our AMC, annual maintenance cost, is a service. So we go with accounting invoice mode option. We'll select energy systems, but in particulars we go with AMC charges 25,000 rupees, which we have raised the bill and we are reversing now. And you can give a narration like being AMC has been cancelled, and we can accept the screen. So this is how you can pass a credit note transactions by using all the three methods of Voucher. Thank you.